First of all, I have to make you find out the question. I have to give the statement and I have to clarify the question. What is post-truth era and have you entered into post-truth era? This question has been just asked by A. Chaube. So, Mr. Chaube, I have to answer your question. The post-truth era. Firstly, let us explain the term post-truth. If we have entered into a phase where there is the picture of the truth and untruth is totally blurred, so that is post-truth. Means we have surpassed the era of truth, the literal meaning of post-truth. But my friends, if you will just observe here what is the history of the post-truth term, so philosophically, there was a great philosopher of 19th century. You might have heard the name. The name was Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche was a very reputed scholar and very controversial personality as well. In 19th century, he has given a theory and which has created a tremor in a scholarly world, and you can say in the world of ideology. It was Friedrich Nietzsche who has put a question mark to all civilizational values right from the time of Plato till his own era. मतलब मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि फ्रेडरिक नित्शे एक ऐसा स्कॉलर था जिसने अब तक का जो ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशंस के जितने वैल्यूज थे उसी को चैलेंज कर दिया. मतलब ही स्टेटेड कि देयर इज नाइदर अ सिंगल ट्रूथ नॉर एनी सिंगल रूट लीडिंग टू द ट्रूथ. अब दिस वॉज गोइंग टू पुट अ चैलेंज टू द in fact the truth established by so called enlightenment age of 18th century. मतलब 18th century में enlightenment ने एक चीज establish किया था कि क्या truth है. इसने ये establish करने की कोशिश की थी कि in fact through the method of science or through scientific method as well as through the method of reasoning, through the method of reasoning and science, we can lead to the path of truth and we can reach the destination of truth. मतलब उसने ये सिद्ध करने का प्रयत्न किया था कि हम साइंस और जो आर्गुमेंट है, तर्कवाद है, रीजनिंग है, उसके बेसिस पर हम अंतिम ट्रूथ तक पहुंच जाएंगे और ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन परफेक्ट हो जाएगा. दिस व्यू वाज गिवन बाय यू कैन से एनलाइटेनमेंट और एनलाइटेंड स्कॉलर्स ऑफ 18th century. But Nietzsche has put a question mark to this idea कि no, there is not a single truth, nor any single route leading to truth. So my friends, philosophically, we entered into the post-truth era. It was Friedrich Nietzsche who has given the famous slogan कि God is dead. तो ये इसका एक philosophical aspect है. But my friends, recently in 2016, you can say, although the term started to be used even from 1992. In 2001, you can say, when there was the incident of 9/11, so some American scholar has used this term post-truth politics for George W. Bush, who tried to mislead his people while giving description about the incident or whatever, about the evidence, whatever. So it was at that time this term came to be used कि अरे ये तो post-truth हो गया, ये तो post-truth politics हम आ गए. In 2016, you people may recall कि when Donald Trump was elected as the president of USA, so then the scholars made a claim कि now we have entered into a post-truth era. Why? Because he just misled the audience, he misled his own people, and through mixing the truth and lies, he could not simply won the presidential candidature, but even he could win the presidential seat and presidential post. So then the whole world and scholars have started to make a slogan, we have entered into a post-truth era. So my friends, this is the point. Now, Mr. Chaube, I have to inform you one specific thing, that particularly during this era of internet and social media, the post-truth has been a very common term. मतलब आज की तारीख में जो इंटरनेट है, सोशल मीडिया है, सो पोस्ट-ट्रूथ बड़ा ही कॉमन टर्म हो गया है, सभी लोग इसका यूज करते हैं. अब व्हाई? because today the picture between truth and lies became so blurred, so you can say you can say so dark and so confused. It is very difficult to find out what is truth and what is untruth. अब here I am just giving the information कि अब हेल्थ सेक्टर में देखिए, सम टाइम यू विल फाइंड इन ए न्यूज कि शुगर खाने से डायबिटीज कम होता है. अब दिस सच ए फेक न्यूज सम टाइम यू विल फाइंड इन द सोशल मीडिया और एनीवेयर. सो इट मे क्रिएट द हेल्थ हैजर्ड. ये तो आपके हेल्थ पर इंपैक्ट कर सकता है. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी वेरीफाइड. इसको हम कैसे वेरीफाई करेंगे? And those who are making the statement, they are not accountable. Earlier you can say कि at least we are having the knowledge, although we cannot make a claim that from ancient period onwards we have simply, and our society was simply producing truth while discarding untruth. It is true that there was mythology, hearsay, very interesting but fake stories were moving in society. But at least scholars were well aware of the fact that what is the line of demarcation between the truth and between fiction. But today it is very difficult to find out a line of demarcation between the truth and the fiction. I was surprised in my class. मैं खुद भी इस बात पर काफी अचंभित हुआ कि a large number of students are still well aware of the fact that Ramayana and Mahabharata are the true story and they are the real characters, like you can say Bhim, Arjun, Nakul and Sahdev and Duryodhana and Karna. Can you imagine that? कि एक बड़े अच्छे कह सकते यूथ को ये पता नहीं कि इसमें ट्रूथ क्या है, अनट्रूथ क्या है. And this sort of confusion is being created by the present information technology, you know. मिशेल फूको ने कभी कॉन्सेप्ट दिया था, ही वॉज ए फ्रेंच स्कॉलर, द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ पावर नॉलेज. अब जिसके पास नॉलेज होगा वो दुनिया पर रूल करेगा, लेकिन अगर नॉलेज का मिसयूज होगा फिर क्या होगा? इट कैन विसिएट पॉलिटिक्स बिकॉज यू नो इट वेरी the political leaders with the absolutist temperament, with the aristocratic mind, they are just gracing the post of the president and prime ministers all over the world through creating, you can say, a lot of misleading news and misusing the media and all sorts of, you can say, the social networking sites. तो मुझे ये कहना है कि इसमें ये ट्रूथ अनट्रूथ के बीच जो फर्क का मिटना है, ये पॉलिटिक्स के लिए भी डेंजरस है, हेल्थ के लिए भी डेंजरस है, एंड इट इज इवन डेंजरस फॉर नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. कैन यू इमेजिन दैट इन तमिलनाडु व्हाट वाज द फेक न्यूज about a conflict between the people of the two states, and that created confusion all over India. And finally you can say that through a conversation between the two chief ministers, this sort of confusion could have been dispelled. So it was dangerous to national security as well. So my students, Mr. Chaubey, you may be familiar. What is post-truth? Yes, we have entered into a post-truth era. That is a bit dangerous. We have to be supposed to be careful. A statement should be given with the proper evidence and concrete evidence. Otherwise, it will create a lot of confusion in society. And there should be a line of demarcation between fact and fiction, which does not exist today. Thank you very much.